Hey, in this video we'll be talking about input file streams and doing file input in C++. So I want to look first at the data that I want to read in. I've created a text file and I put it into my project directory. That's the folder with the VCX proj file for a new project. And so this is what that file looks like. This is what I want to load. When you're loading a file, you need to know exactly what format you're expecting, and then you will try to figure out how to fit this data into your program. In my program, I'm just going to load things in so that I can store them, and I'll print something out about them. But it looks like there's a pattern going on here in this file. It starts with a record and a number. And then there's like a name, there's some other numbers, 3 numbers in a row, and it repeats 3 numbers in a row after this person's name. So maybe this is something like save data for a game. This might be the character name, and you have like the level, number of hit points, and I don't know how much gold they have. So I want to write a program that can load this in. And so I need to have variables to store this information that can change. And some of the information I might not really care about. I might just throw it away, discard it. So I want to first set up a data structure for that data. I'll just call it record for now. It can be whatever name, character data or player or hero, whatever. And I know that each one of these records has a name, it has maybe a level, hit points, and an amount of gold. So I'm using string, and I'm expecting to use file streams. So let me use the fstream library and the string library. Okay. So now I want to load this in. To load it in, I'm going to create an input file stream, so an ifstream object. And just like with cin and cout, cin is the console in object, in console input stream. So I'm going to do fin. And I'll load up my file, some data.txt for reading. And as I said before, these file streams, they follow RAII, so when this function exits, it'll close the file automatically. Alright, so now I want to load in my data. I would like first to take a look at this and say, record 1, record 2, record 3, that doesn't give me that much information. I'm just going to skip that part of it. So I'm going to have to read that in and skip it all. Let me make a string and just do like a standard get line. But the stream I'm reading from is fin, and I'm going to store this in input. So this will be skip the record label. And then I might want another get line, and I can store that in input, and this will be get the name, and then I can do something with that. So this is actual data I want to store. So I could be creating a record, and record.name is equal to input, what I just got from the file stream. Alright, and then I might want to read in the other pieces of this. So after the name comes the level, and so I could do this using getLine, and I could convert it to an integer, from string to an integer using stoi, string to integer, that function. Or I could leverage what the extraction operator can do with an input file stream. I can just do fin extraction operator, that's two greater than signs, and then extract into record.level. So this does some magic for us. It's kind of doing a lot of work for us, doing the reading and the type conversion, the interpretation of that value as an integer. I could do that again for record.hitPoints, because that comes next. I can do it one more time for the gold, record.gold. Okay, cool. And then I can print something out about it. I could just say, just to make sure that I have gotten something, record.name, this person has this much gold. There, so I can verify it works. Cool. So this should be fine for reading one of those records, but I have three of them in a row, and for this file format, it could potentially go on as many records as I don't know, however many there are, tons of them. So I kind of like to do this repeatedly. Sounds like a loop to me. Now I want to keep looping as long as fin.good, as long as this file stream is still good. Things can make the file stream go bad if one of these interpretations fails. It'll make the file stream go bad, and it's really just setting a variable in the file stream saying an error happened, and then this will return false. Also, when you get to the end of the file, this will return false. So this will tell us when we need to stop reading. And then there is a slight thing I need to be careful here, because this extraction operator just pulls off that number from the input stream. It does not pull off the trailing new line, so that when I come back to the top of this loop, get line is going to then see that new line on a completely empty line, because this gold number has already been read. So it's actually going to get a blank thing here, and it's gonna mess everything up. So I need to make sure that when I'm switching between these two ways of getting input here, I need to ignore that the trailing new line. So fin.ignore. This lets me specify how many characters to ignore, but I really want to ignore everything until I get to a new line. So one way to do that is just a really big number, right? That would be fine. Or there's a built-in big number, numeric limits stream size max. That will tell us the maximum size of what can be stored in the stream. And then I want to wait until I get a new line. All right. So this will ignore as many characters as possible until it sees this delimiter, this character, the \n. And then it will stop ignoring, and then we'll go back to the top of the loop. Okay, let's see how that goes. Alright, so John has 300 gold, Alice has 200, Bob has 99. Looks like it worked pretty well. So this is just an example of a couple of ways to use the input file stream library and to do file input from a plain text file. Alright, I'll see you next time.